Oh, thank you. Listening to my colleagues, not only today but leading up to this, um, it's kind of a set of heady topics. In that, if you think about what we heard from Naresh and Peter and David, there is a consistent theme that we're hearing, not only today but leading up to this, in that we're continuing to live in an age of uncertainty, right? And borrowing from that quote that there's nothing new under the sun, we kind of step back and like Naresh said, we look at last year being the year of pause. But if we extract ourselves even further back, that we see before this there was a global pandemic, right? Which seemed to pause us and create a high degree of uncertainty as well. And if we pull back even further, we'll see the global financial meltdown of 2008. And as you can imagine, the further that you pull back, you're going to see all these points of uncertainty from a timeline perspective. And one of the things that the economists have recognized over time is that globally, our ability to respond has gotten quicker and quicker. So we're becoming more comfortable with uncertainty, or we're becoming more comfortable sort of navigating all the challenges we've got in front of us. And just to kind of recap what we heard from the panel today was we're really seeing kind of five key headwinds pushing against us or driving that level of uncertainty. The first one is around sort of the economic swings in the disconnects that we're seeing between local markets and local economies. The other big thing that we're hearing about is geopolitical tensions and a strong movement towards nationalism, and how that is translating into tariffs and service taxes between major nations, and is starting to drive this level of tension that is permeating and now finding itself within the outsourcing sector and how we do our work. We're also seeing big movements in technological disruptions, right? So a lot of people, they're seeing what is being said around AI and emerging technology, and they see a disconnect between the pilots and the promises. And they're starting to begin questioning, is this hype or not? Are we going to get the gravitational pull that is being promised? And then lastly, which is kind of weaving its way through all of these things, is changes in regulations and policies. And you can only just kind of look at the EU and the AI Act that they've recently passed, and how that kind of mimics GDPR. And so this is giving us, a very interesting time to live within. And I asked, there we go. Sorry, it just popped up for me now. We've been asked in all the questions that have come in. There is a prevailing thought, and that is, how do we navigate this? What is the prediction on how the market should move forward? And I was reflecting on this over the last couple of days, and I think the answer is unique to each organization, right? So what I'm trying to profess is that there isn't one answer. It really depends upon what your starting point is. And so, the simple framework that's before you, I want you to kind of ask some questions of yourself and see where you would plot your organization around a simple 2x2. One is, your strategic position. How is your organization prepared to compete in the marketplace, right? And the other is your organization's financial position, right? Where does it sit? And if you think about where you are on that quadrant, it begins to suggest how you're going to navigate the current set of uncertainty that you're facing. So if you're finding yourself, you're not well positioned from a capabilities perspective, and you really don't have the means to invest, your strategy is going to be almost a retrenchment strategy. You're going to find a way to cut costs and weather the storms. Right? If, however, you find yourself, you're well positioned in the market, you've got really good capabilities, but you're financially limited, you're going to have to find ways to fund the transformation. So as you engage the marketplace, whether they're suppliers or customers, you've got to find a way that the transformation that you're driving for the organizations has a reciprocal, repeating, sustainable value that you're going to be able to pull out of it. And it's going to be able to lead your organization or the outcomes that you're looking for. And clearly, if you're in one of those modes where you're strong financially, but you're just entering, you're going to have to invest to grow, right? And so the reason that this framework has always been helpful for us is as we're having conversations with other organizations. If I go back to the cyber issues, the geopolitical stability, the regulatory constraints, this will not offer you a map, but it kind of serves as a compass as to how you want to navigate many of those issues. So, the one thing, Carrie, you were asking us to provide predictions, right? The prediction that I wanted to offer is there will be many organizations that are going to engage you, and they're going to have an answer, right? What I would encourage you to do is to step back and see how that answer aligns with your interest, and does it recognize where you're starting from and where you need to go. And as executives in the industry, we're going to have to find a way to lead our organizations, and it requires us to have this foundational, almost self-reflection of where are we and how do we get to where we need to be. So, Carrie, I didn't want to take up too much time because I saw just fantastic questions coming in, and I wanted to see if we couldn't jump to those.